And we are live. Hello, guys. Welcome to Jason Hebert Live. Thank you for joining us today. We have another missing persons interview for you today with a family that is grieving and needs your help. If you are into these kind of interviews where you can listen to the story directly from the horse's mouth and get all the facts, and then try to help solve them and really come through for these families who really need your help, please click subscribe and set the notification bell to all. I do these almost every single night with a new family. Unfortunately, there are this many people experiencing, something as awful as this, but we hope to help bring them some comfort and help them out. I'm just loading his pictures. I'm going to load his flyer. Please check out Be United. The links are below, b-united.org, in their Facebook group. So I will bring up their flyer for Vincent. Tonight's subject is Vincent James Bracy. We have a few of his family members here. We have his wife, Danyella, and then we have Tony, Devin, and Glenda, who are family members of his, and they will, go over some of the details with you guys as well. So we have some people starting to come in. Looks like we're at about 20. So we'll give it another moment for some more people to come into the chat, and then I'll get started on the details. Again, please click subscribe below and set the notification bell to all. We have a new family almost every night telling their story, and you can help try to solve the cases and, help put it in front of someone who may know something. So why don't we get started? I'll give you some of the details about Vincent and what we do know. We're going to start off with a very bare bones introduction to give you guys kind of the basics, because we have a few of his family members. The story, of course, is better told by them instead of me. So I'll just give you guys the basics, and then we'll introduce them and let them jump in and give us more details. So on September 26th of 2018, Vincent James Bracy left his Vallejo, California home, leaving both his wallet and ID at home. Since then, he's disappeared. While Vincent, it is not like him to just up and leave, particularly to not contact anyone in his family or even make them aware he is safe. As the 2-year mark approaches on the 26th, there are 2 alleged sightings in downtown Sacramento, which the family will discuss on tonight's broadcast. These are also the areas where the family's flyers that they've been putting up are being torn down. Vincent's family and wife are simply trying to at least find out that Vincent is okay. They're confused as to whether it may be Vincent himself tearing up the flyers in an effort to remain hidden, or if it's someone else, and if the flyers being torn down are connected to any of his sightings. Tonight we have Danyella, as well as Tony, Devin, and Glenda on to tell the story. Guys, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I'm so sorry for what you're going through.
Thank you so much, Jason. We really appreciate it.
Absolutely. Do you guys want to start by tell us a little bit about Vincent, and then lead us into what we do know that day on the 26th, 2018 happened?
So basically, September 26, 2018, when he left missing, I wasn't at the house. I was in Southern California visiting my sister, and his sister was there. So I know he has been going through a lot, because his mom's illness, and he's very close to his mom. So he took it, really hard with her illness, and she had Alzheimer's, and they were very close. So I just pray that someone will find him and bring him back. Like I said, I've been going out to the flyers and asking people, have they seen him? The last time that he was seen was last year in August. And the place he was seen was on V and 4th at a missionary church. And so I've been down there looking, and still no word.
Okay, and is that one person that says they saw him, or is this a group of people that have confirmed that they believe it's him?
One person downtown, and then I have a friend that lives up the street from me. She says she's seen him between October of last year and between February of this year. She's seen him somewhere on West Capitol and Harbor. And so I went there and showed the flyer, and people said they haven't seen him.
Okay, so at least your friend, though, this is someone that would know him well if they saw him, not just someone that saw him on a flyer, it sounds like.
Well, yeah, she's a friend of mine. She's an older lady, and she's been knowing him for a while since, we've been together. So, yeah, she knows of him. She knows him.
Okay. So I know that you said his mother was dealing with Alzheimer's. That was very hard on him. What else was Vincent going through in his life? I know there's probably some family things you might not be able to discuss, but what is out there as far as things he may have been dealing with that you feel may have contributed to this, assuming this is something he did willingly, or or even unwillingly? What do you think could be
Well,
going on?
well, one thing is my brother son was killed. So prior to our mother passing away, he took care of help him and I and some other siblings. We took care of mom. He was the one that was at the house with mother. He did the cooking and he did it all. And he was very down because his son had gotten killed. And along with other things, he got into a depressed mode. There's quite a bit going on in his life. He talked to me about, things from the beginning of his life to where he was then. And I think with mom, the pleading at that time, he took it really hard with that. And he went through a depressed mode. And I just think you never know how one's feeling. I know we both were switching off taking care of mom. And I would tell him how tough it was getting because her dementia was getting worse. And he would say, well, sis, you're strong, you hang in there. But not realizing, him being a man, but at the same time, he was really down. Plus, he was going through a lot. And a lot of it had to do with his son and then with mom. So I'm just feeling like one morning, the morning of the 25th of April, I had, he was down that night. He wasn't having a good night. And the next morning, I went to take my nephew to school, and he was asleep. So he woke up as we were leaving, and I asked him, did he want to ride with us to go take my nephew to school, which was out of town. He said, no, sis. He said, I'm just going to stay here. I said, well, why don't you come on and ride with me? I said, you didn't have such a good night. He said, well, no. He said, I'm going to stay here and I'll probably just take a walk. I said, okay. So then when we came on my way back, I had gotten a call from his ex-wife saying that he had, she had gotten a call from him and that he was really down, and he said he was on the waterfront in Vallejo, California. And he said that to tell everyone that he loved them and that he was down on the waterfront and that he was sorry and that because he had his kids, and he, like I said, he's been going through a lot in and out of this life, but a beautiful, beautiful heart. And that's not something, the thought of him possibly jumping in the water, no. I can't see him doing that. So I think it was told that the phone had dropped, and that was the end of the conversation. The phone dropped out, and no one heard anything from after that. And then, in speaking with the police department, the Vallejo Police Department, they pinged the phone, and the phone was found. I was told that some youngster had picked up the phone, and it was located in a different part of Vallejo, on the other side of town of Vallejo. And that's all that I know that happened. Different people say they seen him, but we haven't heard from him. So it's just a mystery as to, where he is.
Was the young man questioned as to are they 100% sure that he found it and wasn't given it or sold it or something like that?
The police said this, that they talked to
They said he did. Okay.
Yeah, the police said that. And when I followed up with the police department, they said that they have they have this information, they're keeping their eye out on him, and that you know, one thing is that he's still on the missing. The last time I spoke to a police officer, probably a few months ago, they said that he was still on the missing persons list, and that another thing was that he not as listed as being deceased. So he said, you know, in the meantime, he's still on the log, and that's all they could really tell me.
You said he's not listed as being deceased,
He's
right?
not
I'm sorry.
as being deceased. Yes.
Okay. So he declines the ride. You guys come back and he's gone. He calls, he says he's at the waterfront. Now, you said that he made mention to say, I love you guys and I'm sorry. Did it sound like whoever, when you guys talked to him, did I love you and I'm sorry sound like I'm just dealing with something right now, or did it sound like a goodbye kind of thing? Do you know what I mean?
I can't. I can't answer that because that person's no longer with us. So, but in speaking with her, she was upset because of the fact that you don't know, especially when the phone dropped. You know, you're down on the waterfront, so that's what you're thinking, that, you know, it's a possibility. But we're thinking with that, if he did that, the body he would possibly have showed up by now. You know. So in saying that, of course, she was distraught about it because of the fact, you know, she's the mother of her children, my niece and nephews, you know. So it's really hard to say if that's what he did.
Okay, and I know you said that you don't think he would, you know, go in the water or something, but has that? I'm sorry if you answered this already. I didn't hear it, but has it been searched just for the sake of thoroughness?
Didn't you search it? What they said?
Did we search are you saying?
Well, I know you couldn't, but I mean, like, have authorities or anything tried to get someone out there to look in the pond just to make the double sure?
Yeah, because they found someone and thought it might have been him, and it wasn't, you know.
Oh, okay.
And then, you know, I've been checking with different pointers throughout the Bay Area, and, you know, things that when they have missing people on television but they don't have a identity, you know, I call and they say, oh no, he was a different color, or, you know, and the height and weight may have been different. So yeah.
Okay. So we know some of the things going on. Those are obviously very tough to deal with your mom and your son. And if you don't feel like answering, if you don't feel it's appropriate to answer any questions, you don't have to. We're just, you know, trying to cover everything. But is there any possibility of either mental illness going on and or drug usage or abuse on his end?
Yes, alcohol and possible drug substance abuse.
Okay. And as far as you know, was there usage that day that he went missing?
No, not that day.
Okay. So he seemed to at least be in a clear mind on that day he went missing, and wouldn't have been something that would have influenced him, at least on that particular day.
Right.
Yes.
Okay. And you said no to any kind of mental illness. I'm asking, one, just so we can kind of get a clearer picture, but two, also leading into, does he take any medications? Have we searched pharmacies to see if he's picked any of them up? You know, anything along those lines?
Yeah. Well, he does take medicine that I know, but blood pressure, you know, high blood pressure medication.
Blood pressure. Okay. Do you know if either someone in the family or the police have maybe checked into the pharmacy he normally goes to and any more in the area, or is that something I'm asking both to see if we've already done it, but also to give people watching ideas if people are trying, you know, because a lot of times we have people try to help out, particularly in Sacramento. We have a lot of people because we've had a lot of cases there.
Well, I'm going to say I don't think he's gone to a pharmacy or anything, because if he left his wallet and ID behind.
Oh, right.
Yeah, so, and that means you have to when you go to the doctor, you have to show your ID and stuff. I don't think he has one of those on him. I don't think he would get another one. I just feel like he left everything behind. I don't know. I think he took it hard, like my sister-in-law said, behind, the son, and then his mom passed away, and his son, he really, really took it hard like that. I already know he took it hard. He kept telling me, stuff that I just can't believe he's gone, and it really bothered him.
Okay. So your last sighting was at the home. And the last time you talked to him, he's at the waterfront. Where is the very last actual physical sighting we know of? When and where?
Well, I know I was told that he was downtown in Sacramento at Loaves and Fishes. There's a church over there on 4th and V, and one of the guys who was giving out food said he seen Vincent there, and he said he seemed different from everyone else. He stood off to the side and looked like he was medicated.
Okay, so you're talking about the sighting. What about on the day he went missing? Do we know what the last did anyone see him after you guys is what I mean? And we do have a few questions. Venetia, who I believe is Vincent's sister, daughter, says, no, the waters were not searched. I think she's referring to the pond. So we do have a couple questions in relation to that. Tammy asks of the size, is the waterfront big? And
Yeah.
Anita asks, are there any video cameras in the area?
Well, what we did when we say the waters were searched, they weren't actually searched by, divers or anything like that. But we just walked, because we had a search party after that happened. I can't even think of the exact date. So we were up and down the waterfront passing out flyers and going from one end of the waterfront to the others, search party wise. But the coast, we did, okay, so
yeah, they didn't dread anything.
the Coast Guard did go down in there from what, Tony, you want to say something about that? So the Coast Guards did go down in the water, and go ahead, Tom.
Well, what happened is the Coast Guard actually kind of just cruised the embankments of the whole area there. So what this is it's Mare Island base. It's right in the bay of the Mare Island base they had there. And so they actually went across the Carquinez Bridge area. They looked over there and they looked in the another part of the Carquinez over there. So like I said, without a sighting and seeing him going in the water, they won't necessarily get in and dive in. Somebody has to see that. Actually.
Right.
Other than that, what I got is somebody on what street is that? Sonoma Boulevard said that they saw him sometime after that phone call, and he said maybe getting ready to travel to Sacramento.
Oh, he told somebody that allegedly?
Yeah, he's allegedly someone said that he was on waiting to be picked up to travel to Sacramento.
Oh, and I'm sorry, when did he supposedly say that?
That was the same day.
Oh, same day. Okay.
Yeah.
So we have him.
Phone call. After the phone call to the ex-wife, someone seen him maybe 35, 40 minutes later, saying he was waiting on a ride. So who was picking him up? Or how did he get there? We don't know. And like I said, the sightings that we heard about in Sacramento. So we've had at least 2 or 3 sightings in Sacramento, but we still don't know. We know a couple of areas, but Sacramento's vast, and there's a whole lot of homeless, and there's a whole lot of areas where people are sleeping, camping.
A lot of places to blend in that city, from what I
absolutely.
understand.
Yeah.
Mm.
So if you are lost mentally or abused or just want to get lost, it's very easy to do.
Okay, Tammy does mention that there's a shelter on Richards Boulevard in Sacramento. She wanted to let you know for your search.
Okay.
What was it again?
And he said it's what again? Can we get that again?
Sure. Let me hang on once. Where did I pull it? Sorry, guys. Just a moment.
So if they're in the sheltered areas near where they get food or stuff like that, those are good places to start.
Absolutely. Yes. So Edie Whitley says there is a homeless shelter off of Richards Boulevard in Sacramento.
Richards. Okay, that's Richards.
Okay, we'll check that out.
I'm writing it down.
Absolutely. And I know that we have Tammy Spang in the chat who live and Amanda Garcia. Both of them live in Sacramento. Tammy's daughter was actually my first interview, and we found her in the area. I'm sorry, she wasn't in the area at the time, but she's from the area. So we have people in that area. If there's ever like a search going, I mean, I obviously can't volunteer them for specific things, but I know that they're willing typically to help out as far as physically if you can't get somewhere or something. So of all the areas I deal with, Sacramento is the one I deal with the most, believe it or not. You're like the fourth or fifth case out of there I've had.
Oh, okay.
So the good thing is we have sightings of him there, and we have people that love to. We have people on the channel that just love to help out, and they are in the physical area. So hopefully, if something comes up, we can, have someone go down and check it. You already answered this. You said his phone was pinged, right? This is a different Tammy, but she asks.
Yes.
Okay. And Anita, yes, they have been in touch with the Sacramento Police Department. I'm just making sure we get all the questions in.
Yeah, the police know.
And did Sacramento Police?
Yeah, he's all over.
And Edie Whitley says, in regards to the Richards Boulevard homeless shelter, that it's behind the police department of West Sacramento.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Edie. Perhaps. Anita, yes, they have put out posters. We have Anita recommending to put out some posters in Sacramento.
They've been getting
They've been
ripped
getting
down.
taken down. Every time I go out and put them out, the next week I go back and check, they're taking them down. I don't know who it is. I kind of feel like good vibes, maybe it's him, but still no one has called me or either.
Maybe
Police
this.
numbers.
We think the city maybe.
Or the bus people.
Yeah.
Has anyone experienced that?
Yes, actually, Tammy was dealing with that with her daughter in Sacramento quite a bit. Tons of posters getting torn down.
It's part of the city. It's part of the
It's the
city.
city, or either they put it around bus places.
Yeah, probably young punk kids or something, just thinking it's funny, maybe.
Yeah.
Kids taking the bus. I mean, of course, there's a side of us that hopes it's him, meaning
Right.
he's safe.
Right.
But we, of course,
But-
would want to speak to
but
him.
The city workers been told that they got to clean up the area, and anything's not, put up, they usually take it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's a good point. Actually, I didn't even think of that. Be United Missing Persons has a question. Do we know any information about the clothing Vincent was wearing when last seen?
I believe it was a gray sweatshirt and black
Right.
or blue jeans or sweatpants.
Okay. Oh yeah, it is here. Okay, light gray hoodie sweatshirt.
I agree.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Have you noticed any more besides that? Any more of his clothing that he may have taken with him that he could be wearing?
He didn't take nothing.
He didn't take, no, from what I saw, he didn't take anything. I didn't see anything that was missing there. Like I said, his ID, his keys, his wallet was left at the house.
He left tons of clothing behind.
Right.
He was all his speakers and stuff he liked to use, he left it behind, so he didn't really take nothing with him.
Yeah, see, that's the thing about Vincent's case is there seems to be a lot of things pointing to him choosing for whatever reason to go off and be alone for a little bit. But then there's other things that kind of point against it. Like, why wouldn't he take his money and his ID?
Right.
Mhm.
And that was the thing. I'm like, well, did he choose? I mean, may have just gotten so overwhelmed. He just
What
wanted
about shoes?
Shoes.
Probably white.
No, tennis shoes. Probably white tennis shoes. I think he had white tennis shoes.
Possibly white tennis shoes.
Okay.
Uh,
Royal Blue has more of a suggestion than a question. She says there is satellite imagery. It's very expensive, but if you know the exact time and day and street, Google satellite imagery. I think she's saying you could pull up exactly the time when he was at the waterfront and maybe maybe see what direction he went or something like that. Might be worth looking into.
Yeah, they'll do
Thank you so much for that,
Okay,
Royal.
that's
We
awesome.
appreciate it.
Okay, we'll check that out.
that. Yeah, the PI would do that.
Yeah.
Tracker 3 asks, did he have social media such as Facebook or any other kind?
Yes.
Facebook.
Yeah.
Do you guys have access to it to kind of check, both check if he's been active and if he what he said those days to anybody? Any clues there?
I've looked on there randomly, but it doesn't say he's been on there lately.
Does it have that, like, I know when I look at some of those, say like active 4 hours ago or active 2 days ago, does it have an active status for him, or has it been so long that it doesn't even say now?
Yeah, it doesn't say anything. It's been so long. It
Did he
doesn't say
post
anything.
anything that day or no?
I haven't seen anything.
Okay. Do you? So I own, and again, anything I add, I try to cover everything. But if there's anything you don't want to get into, don't feel any pressure to. Like I said, this is all just to be thorough. But since you said there may be some usage, have you tried to talk to anyone in that area that may sell something like that, or have you kind of, because it seems if he is doing this willingly, he's trying to stay hidden, but that would be maybe somewhere in the shadows we could try to find someone that may have dealt with them. Do you know what I mean? Versus going to like a pharmacy where he'd need his ID. Have you tried to talk to anyone like that, or do you have any idea who we could try to contact that might be in that world?
No, I don't.
Okay. Okay.
Pretty much.
Um,
And we pretty much covered what we knew in Vallejo.
Yeah, Vallejo's small, so we pretty much.
Yeah, we kind of covered all those different areas that may have traffic, in the Vallejo area and Solano County area. Sacramento, we went to a couple of places, but you never know where everything is. So we did put that in action. But to go back, Vincent was really depressed over his son's murder. He was brutally murdered. So
sorry, man.
yeah, so he was really emotional over that, and it was haunting him.
Right. And I hope it doesn't sound like I was trying to stick to any point. I'm just trying to bring up everything for
No.
possibilities. That's all.
Oh, absolutely.
I think everybody understands. I mean, his mother alone is enough, and then you add the son in, and this guy was dealing with a heck of a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
So,
And so, I mean, he was definitely after his son trying to medicate himself. Let's put it that way.
right. Okay. Royal Blue asks, was he a gamer? She's trying to see if there's any where we could track him online, game related. Doesn't sound like he was, but
No.
Video games.
Oh, no.
Okay.
No, he wasn't about that.
okay. Be United asks, would Vincent have been wearing a belt or known to have a brown belt with a white metal buckle? She says she's making a clothing data profile. They'll probably contact you. They do a lot of missing person stuff and promotion, and so we have a lot of people that will be getting this out there. So that's why she's asking.
Okay, yeah. But no, I don't think. I think he was possibly wearing sweatpants at that particular time he left.
Or jeans.
Okay.
But we do know he likes to gamble, so he would go to the casinos a lot.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay. Do you know any casinos in particular he frequented?
And he was,
Thunder Valley,
and he was at
El
Cash
Cerrito.
Creek.
Cash Creek, El Cerrito,
He would take time out
casino.
when he'd take a break and go to the casino. The last
Yeah.
casino that he was at was Thunder Valley. I do know that.
You guys got a lot of casinos out there. I would like it.
Yeah, we got a
I
time.
believe the last one he was at may have been Thunder Valley, but being that the one in San Pablo is close, he goes there because that's close. That'll be his getaway to get him some air. But he was in Sacramento, and I'm pretty sure he was at Thunder Valley Casino.
Okay. How long before he went missing was that about? The last time?
I want to say it did the day before or two,
Oh,
right? The day before he came up missing, he was very down when he came back home, and he like I said, he talked about his life, and as I say, he's a beautiful person, inside and out, has a heart of gold. So he, like I said, he was down for a lot of reasons, a lot of sickness in the family, and his other son was going through some things, and he was really concerned about that and wanted to be there for him, and concerned about all his kids. So, and like I say, in taking care of mom, he was a hard work, was always there for her, and just to see her, depleting was pretty tough for him. And my mom having Alzheimer's, that had a lot to do with it.
okay. Yeah, that's the name of the shelter. She looked it up. Union Gospel Mission, Sacramento, behind the West Sacramento Police.
Okay.
So those would probably be really good places to check, because I'd imagine he'd have to find somewhere to stay without his wallet and everything.
Jason, what was the name of that?
It is Union Gospel Mission, Sacramento.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you, Edie. And just so you know, if you need to pull it up again, or if you lose it or something, when you rewatch this video, there'll be a button that says live chat. You click that, or no, I'm sorry, chat replay, I think it says, and you'll be able to see all this again.
Okay.
Let me see. I think we had some more. He has 9 pages on his 5. Anita mentions that he has 9 pages on his Facebook page that he liked. I think so. She's saying maybe try to check out things that he had liked before he left to see, maybe get an idea of what he may be into or headed. And also, have you tried to contact either his friends that you know in person, or like looked into his Facebook friends, anyone he may know online?
Yeah, friends. Yeah, we have. I'm always asking, and I have posters that I keep in my car, and nobody's seen them.
Okay. Yeah, Edie says
I've
the
heard from them.
union is open 24 hours. And I know you don't have access to his Facebook, so I don't know if he shows his friends, but have you tried to see if there's maybe anyone he knows online that he didn't really talk about much in person that he would have tried to remain in contact with? No. Okay. We can just try to see if we can find any online activity from him, So, like I said, I'm involved in many true crime groups on Facebook, particularly, at least 4 or 5 of them in California. So I'm going to put this everywhere, but I'm going to specify in the California ones for everyone to keep a lookout. So hopefully this gets to either someone who has seen him recently, or maybe even to him directly. So what I usually do at this point in the show, you guys can either do it all together, or if you want to go one by one. If he does see this, would you like to speak to him directly? Get a message out to him?
Yes,
Oh, yes.
definitely.
Okay, take your time, however you guys want to do it, because I know there's a few of you there.
Vincent, I just want you to come back home. We all miss you. You have grandbabies and children that need you. We love you. We're here for you. We don't care where you've been. We just want you to come back safe. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Just please come home.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I just like to say, as brother-in-law, I talked to him probably about an hour before he left, becoming missing. And we talked about a lot of personal things, and I definitely understood Vincent to the core about his frustrations, and also about his son being brutally murdered. Like I said, he had a mom, he had a beautiful daughter, and Venetia, that was pregnant at the time. He was about to receive a new granddaughter, and he's excited about that. But the mixtures of the death and life coming and going at the same time, and I just think he got overwhelmed. And I just want to say that it's okay, and if you just, we just want to see if you're alive, man. We just want to see if you're alive. And any way I can help, I want to help. And his family, everybody wants to help. So if he can just find a way to contact us, you may not know numbers or anything like that, but if he can see this, just get in touch with you guys and be fine. That's all I got to say.
All right. Thank you, guys. And then I believe is there someone else?
Two more.
Okay. I'm sorry. 1 second. Let me bring you guys up. Sorry about that.
This one of your nephews, Devin. Like to piggyback off what they said, we just want to make sure you're okay. Make sure, as a family, we love you. So we gotta look for you. We wouldn't be a real family if we didn't look for you. I picked you up that day. I've been going through stuff too in life. Everybody go through stuff. It don't matter how much money you got. It don't matter what your economic status is. We all go through stuff. I've been through like depression and stuff when life isn't going my way. But at the end of the day, that's what family's for. So we just want to make sure, you're okay and we love you. You know what I mean? So that's pretty much what I gotta say. And just we love you. So Auntie Glenn's the last one.
Brother Vincent, my God, I'm praying for you every night, lighting that candle, and I'll continue to light that candle. And I'm just praying that you'll come home or just make a phone call and let us know that you're okay. I understand your struggles. You told me how you felt from the beginning of your life to where you were at that point, the day before you came up missing. Vincent, we love you. We love you. Please make a call or just come. Where some of us are. Some of us are relocated, but make a call. Your children need you. Your sons need you. Your daughters need your grandkids are missing you. Please, please, Vincent, if you hear this message, we're pleading for you just to come home. Mom does not have to suffer anymore, so you don't have to worry about that. You've done a fantastic job, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm just asking you to please just find your way to make a phone call, respond to the flyers, or respond to the message. We love you, and we miss you, and we're praying for you. Love you, brother.
I just want to say one last thing. It hurts knowing when you have somebody you love and you can't see them anymore. I stay prayed up, and I know I believe he's going to be found. I want him to come back home so we can be a family again. We all love you, and like I said, you don't have to explain to us anything. Just please come back home. We love you.
And I miss your cooking too. You made some good chicken.
We can't leave that out.
He's just a good cook.
He took care of everything. He even fixed my shoe for me.
Yeah,
I missed that.
Good man, handyman
from the beginning. Beautiful, just a beautiful, beautiful brother, father, uncle, husband.
And as we go over some pictures again, Vincent, I just want to say, as an outsider looking in, man, you got a great family here. It's not often that the entire family gets together to do the broadcast. Typically, it's one person. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, she was just saying, my God.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, you got a lot of people that love you, Vincent, and everyone understands you've went through more than most of us. So we get that if you needed some time alone, and since it's been a while, you may be out there thinking, oh man, I waited too long. At this point, I better just stay away for a bit, but obviously you don't need to do that. Everyone's willing to forgive and forget. They just want you home. They just want to know you're okay. And also, if you're someone who has seen him or even may know where he is, as you can see, you have a grieving family here trying to find him. So please come forward with what you know. There is no such thing as information being too small in these cases. It's always a small bit of information that solves these, because I say it every live, so people are probably tired of hearing it, but it applies to every case. These cases are always solved by about 100 little tiny pieces of information coming together, and that's how you find them. So if you're thinking, oh, I know this, but it won't even matter, I'm not going to say it. Don't think like that. There's nothing too small. There's nothing too inconsequential. And please don't assume that they know something either. Even if it was brought up today, don't assume they already know every detail on it. If you know something, come forward. In just a moment, we will go over the authorities that you can contact. Danyella, I did put your Facebook page linked below this. If you want any other of you guys' pages or Vincent's pages or anything like that, just let me know, and I'll link any of them for anyone who wants to, give some tips.
Your dad have? You got your dad?
Yeah.
Should be Bracy.
I don't have.
I don't have Facebook.
I don't have Facebook.
They don't have Facebook, it's just me.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Is there an actual page? I know he has his personal page, but is there also a missing page for Vincent on Facebook?
Yes. Oh, Facebook?
I don't think so.
I'm not on Facebook.
I don't think we do.
Okay. Well, I'll link to anything I can. And as far as if they want to send something directly to you, your Facebook is the best way to do it then, it sounds like?
Yes, and his daughter, Venetia, also has a
That's
page as
Facebook.
well.
Yeah.
Okay. I can put hers if... well, Venetia, you're here in the chat. If you would like me to link your page, just let me know in the chat, and I'll be happy to do that once the broadcast finishes.
Tell her Venetia.
Jay, please, this is a serious situation, so we don't want to joke around.
What is it? Venetia has a
Venetia has a Facebook page.
Okay, so I asked her in the chat if you want me to put the link, I'll be happy to do that, Venetia. So we'll have Daniella's and yours just to give a couple more options. I always say you guys can message or email me. My links are all below already. It doesn't really make much sense to message me and not the family or the authorities. But for whatever reason, if you're only comfortable speaking to me because you know me or something and you have information, by all means, I'll pass it along. But so feel free to do that. But I always recommend the family and the authorities. Let's go over the Be United flyer real quick, because I know they have some information as far as that. So this is Be United Missing Persons, group we work with. Their links are below. Please check them out. But they put on the flyer right here, contact Vallejo, California Police with any information. Their number is 707-648-4321. So you'll have all the links to the family. That's the number to Vallejo, California, and you have my information as well. So even if, whatever way you can get us information, okay, Venetia, I will link yours. Thank you. And I can't speak for the family, but typically what people say is they just want him home more so. They're not really worried about you. So if it's something you want to give anonymous, I'll let Danyella speak to that, but I'm assuming they'd be willing to take any tip at this point as long as it helps bring him home. Is that correct?
Yes.
Someone wants to be anonymous because they're worried about,
Yes.
the whole stigma.
His whereabouts. But my concern is on the flyers, Vallejo police number is on there. A lot of people might not want to call the police station. I'm thinking if we put mine, Glenda's, and Venetia's number on the flyer, hopefully someone will call those numbers. But like I said, I've been putting flyers out with my number and Glenn's number on there, and no one's called.
Okay, I can't. So I always leave this part up to you guys because it's your decision. If I can announce the numbers here and I can link them and everything, I just want you to know though, a lot of times, especially once we broadcast this, because it gets seen by a good amount of people, we get like fake ransoms and awful kind of calls that do happen. So if you want to put the number out there, that's your decision, but just be prepared for that. There's one in particular that a lot of families get that says, we have your loved one and we want $7,000. It's always $7,000. It's a fake call, but I just want to prepare you for that if you do want to put it out there.
Well, we'll just leave it like it is with the Vallejo police. I mean, maybe, like I said, when I go out again tomorrow and put flyers, hopefully somebody will see the flyers and call, and they won't take them down. I'm just praying because I believe in my heart he's in Sacramento.
Yeah. And I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to talk you out of giving your number. That's 100% your decision. I just want to make you aware of the risks.
Yeah, I understand.
Because we get it. I deal with the new family every day. I would say at least half of them get horrible, horrible calls from scammers and just awful people. So it's just something you have to be prepared for if you do it.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. But no, we're just going to go ahead and leave it like that. And if I make flyers, I'll just put,
Okay. Is there anything that I didn't think to cover? Any questions I didn't think to ask that you feel is pertinent information, whether it be about Vincent in general or the day he went missing or something that's happened afterwards or something like tattoos, identifying marks, anything like that?
Yeah, he has tattoos. He has his picture of his son on in the middle of his arm. And I believe he has my name on him twice. One's on his chest, one is like on his back part of his shoulder. And I think he has a panther on the back of his neck.
Okay. So please keep an eye out for all those tattoo guys. If you see someone that resembles him that you think may be him, look for any of those identifying marks and please contact either the family or the authorities. Yeah, Lisa said it just happened to a woman in one of her groups. It's always $7,000. So if you get that call and it's the $7,000, I just don't want you to freak out. It's a very common one that happens to the missing people, unfortunately.
Yes.
Venetia Bracy adds, for a reward, please inbox my Facebook at Venetia Bracy. I will put the link below. Did you guys, if there's a reward, do you guys want to go over that? Announce it or something?
We did before, but we would like to keep that private.
Well, Nisha wants to do one. Well, is Nisha wanting to do one? Is that what she's saying?
Yeah, I have her chat up there if you can see it on the screen.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
fine.
Okay, Venetia, if you want to put any information about the reward in the chat, I can put it up on the screen like I have this. Otherwise, you can, of course, put it on the Facebook or whatever. But anything you want to put in the chat that you want me to put on the screen, feel free to go ahead. If you want to get into like the details of what you're offering and stuff, by all means. Just a lot of people commenting about the scammers. A lot of people in our community are familiar with a lot of cases, so it is common. So
To be in the house, you say?
Yeah.
Huh? To be
Just
in
say
the
a
house.
word. Just say big award. I mean, we're gonna be on $2.
Yeah.
That'd be something.
Yeah, they will get a reward, so
That's not an issue. They'll get a reward.
they will get a reward.
We just want to make sure it's the truth that they're giving us the information. And it's not something that it's just to get the money.
right. Yeah, anyone with rewards, it's going to have to lead to something, guys. So,
That's it.
lead to him coming home. We'll go over the pictures one more time because I'm just waiting for Venetia to put in the chat what she would like to put. So here is him one last time, guys, as we kind of finish up and wait for Venetia. Here's a few pictures in one.
But you know, Jason, if he's not his right stage of mind, we don't know. His whole appearance could have changed. He could have grew hair. He could have a beard. Everything. So when I look for him, I'm looking for him, tall, bald head, nice looking guy. And I see those type of men. I'm thinking it's him, but it's not him. And I'm thinking, oh well, my brother-in-law just told me if he's not his right stage of mind, he can let his hair grow out. He can have a mustache, a beard, anything.
So
Okay.
he's
So you really gotta look.
slender, you don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, just more faithful.
Yeah, for sure, guys. So please consider that he may have different looks. Again, if you think it's him and he looks a lot different, try to check for those tattoos she said earlier, or of course, try to call him by his name or something like that. So just keep in mind that he could look different by now. It has been 2 years, so he could have gained or lost weight. Could be dressing differently, hair different, all that. He may be homeless. We don't know. If he is, please keep that in mind when you consider his appearance, because he may look a little less kept as because typically he's very, very well kept guy, as you can see here. So just keep in mind that may be different when you look for him. Just waiting for Venetia. She hasn't said anything yet. We have everyone saying good night. All right, Venetia. So I will, if you want to put anything in the chat, you can put it. Otherwise, I will link your Facebook. If you could send me a message. And we have a lot of people saying they shared it in California and all their Facebook pages. Tonight and tomorrow, I will put this in all my groups, guys. And if I hear anything, I'll let you know immediately.
Okay.
All right, we just want to say thank you so much for what you're doing. It's a really big help, and we hope to be one of those families as well that have our family member brought home. But we just want to thank you so much for what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, you're very welcome, guys. It was my pleasure, and you were awesome. You did an amazing job representing Vincent tonight. So I know he's proud of you. And like I said, we already had good news in Sacramento, so let's bring a little more good news and bring Vincent home. Anybody, please share this everywhere you can to help out. Share this video, especially if it's someone in California. But share it everywhere, because who knows where he could be. But please keep that in mind. So we get Danyella, Tony, Devin, and Glenda, right? I want to make sure I get everybody. You guys were awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much tonight.
Jason, for you and your other people
staff,
helping us out. We
everybody
appreciate
else.
it. Thank you so much. We're
We're
praying.
grateful.
Absolutely. I'm going to say a prayer tonight too. And if I hear anything, I'll let you know immediately.
Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you, guys. Have a great night, everyone, to both the family and to the subscribers.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a blessed night. Stay safe.
Thanks, guys. And click subscribe below, set the notification bell to all, and check out the links, guys, for if you have any information. All right. Have a good one. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow night.
A good one. Bye-bye.